Hello everybody, it's Non-C News here, and today we've got some breaking news. I mean breaking news this episode. So first, well, stay tuned for a bit later for this Israeli breaking news. But first, we're going to go to North Korea. As you know, as I said in my last video, Putin has visited North Korea, and now we've got more videos that have been published in Pyongyang. So you can see here great portraits of Putin and Kim Jong-un. You see here where he meets Putin and he's been greeted with a very warm open hands for North Korea. You see here we've got loads of videos. So this is massive news, and we've already got on news that North Korea intends to strengthen strategic cooperation with Russia. This was stated by Kim Jong-un. So and we've also gotten messages from the United States already saying that deepening ties between Russia and North Korea should concern everyone, the White House said. So, so this obviously is worrying the West massively, and this is huge news. And I don't know why Russia and North Korea didn't do this earlier. I think Russia and North Korea, despite everything, they would make really good partners. Not Russia and North Korea. North Korea has probably the largest military stockpile. Well, when talking about ammunition, especially artillery shells in the world, and Russia's in a war, but North Korea is obviously in need of just basic needs, technology, maybe food, maybe just huge imports of just economic things. So this trade, this alliance would benefit both Russia and North Korea hugely, massive. This is actually, I'd go as for a game changer. So if this, depending on what they sign today in Pyongyang, because I think Putin might be staying another day in North Korea. So this is very massive. This is huge, and obviously the West is obviously taking this as a threat already. So obviously by the time of tomorrow, next video, I shall have news of what Putin and Kim Jong-un has signed, talked about. So we've already gotten, as I said, North Korea intends to strengthen strategic cooperation. That was said by Kim Jong-un. So they've already, they've got an idea in their mind that they do want to strengthen economic and military cooperation. So very interesting. And the biggest news today, the biggest news is that the Israeli army has announced the operation plans for an offensive operations in Hezbollah, Lebanon, and it has been confirmed and approved. So this is huge news. A war's about to break out. I said this, well, like a month ago, I think. This was obvious to see. A war was it had to break out here. So now we've actually gotten confirmation from Jerusalem and from the Secretary of Defense and stuff that it does confirm that it will now be doing uh, military actions and an offensive operation. So Israeli and tanks troops are now going to be going into Lebanon. I don't know if they're actually going to annex any territory, but this is not just huge for these two countries, but the fact is that Iran actually might join the war. So if well, it's already been confirmed from Israel that it's going to be doing this, so this is going to actually bring Iran in the war, and this is huge. This is huge. I will state this that Israel is a nuclear power. It does have nuclear bombs or missiles. So, and Iran suggests and tells everyone that it does. So this is huge news, and this is going to break out into a regional war. We don't know if this is going to be like another 7 days war where all the Arab countries come together and invade Israel, but again, this is huge, and we've already gotten news that several military jets have already been heard over the southern Lebanon border. So I wouldn't be surprised if we start getting news that Israeli jets have been shot down and stuff. I but clearly this is going to be very very hard at first, because if you see here, a lot of these actual regions are very mountainous, and just look at this, it's hills and stuff. So Lebanon well, Hezbollah will have very good like defensive positions in here. So there, and apparently Lebanon Hezbollah has like an advantage when talking about drones, and drones are everything now. But this is the breaking news, and it seems that there's no way of talking this out anymore. This is war. This is war. So I shall continue to update on the situation, but I wouldn't be surprised in my next video that a war has broken off in Lebanon and Israel. So this is just huge, and the United States have already will soon announce their plans to sell 50 F-15s fighter jets and other weapons to Israel. They didn't suggest what other means, so other could just be tanks or stuff. So they already know that this is breaking out, and they're selling 50 fighter jets, F-15s, and they're gonna need it. So in total, this will be costing Israel $18 billion. And Biden has appeared to lift the restrictions on arms exports to Israel. So this is all against Lebanon and Hezbollah. So this is just I can't tell you more that this is huge. These are huge news. I don't know what else to say, but I will keep you as always updated on that. So war between Lebanon and Israel is now confirmed. Well, not confirmed yet, but it will happen, and there's no turning back. All right, we've got even more concerning news that if you can see in this video that Taiwan is apparently doing top secret coastal defense grand master plans in case of a Chinese invasion. If you see here, these are Taiwanese troops, or you could say Republic of China troops. So if you can see here, they're getting ready for a naval invasion, amphibious attack from the People's Republic of China. So this is again huge. The world seems to be popping off into sides. Oh, what's happened here? Into sides. So this is huge. So, and actually, I've actually got a thought that I don't know if the United States can support Israel and Ukraine at the same time. They probably could, but if this is going to be a big war, then it's going to be hard doing two things at the same time. So, and the threat of the Chinese invasion of Taiwan. And we've got NATO statements coming from Belgium. Stoltenberg, the head of NATO, has said China must pay for supporting Russia in this war against Ukraine, Stoltenberg has stated. So they're going to apparently already prepared sanctions against China. So they said they can't just play both games, trade with Europe and Russia at the same time. So apparently they've already prepared sanctions against China, and if they do this, then it's going to push China into Russian arms, and it's just going to be official that China and Russia will be allies. So I think this is a bad decision from NATO to do, because this is just going to push Russian Chinese relations even closer. And if I was NATO and Stoltenberg, I would not want that. So very interesting news. And we've got some news coming from Moscow that in Russia there are apparently talks of a possible changing of nuclear doctrine. So apparently an analyst has the Russians have analyzed the West's behavior in connections to the war of Ukraine, shows that some parliamenters of the Russian nuclear doctrines need to be classified, said the Russian deputy foreign minister, sorry. So they said they're basically saying, judging by the West's actions against Ukraine, we need to clarify our nuclear doctrines. So it might be changed to not like a first strike anymore. No, I'm sorry, to a first strike instead of like wait until like a nuclear like bomb hits you and then launch one. So This is obviously very interesting news, and we got interesting news coming from Switzerland that apparently the Swiss Parliamentary Committee wants to allow the export of Swiss weapons to Ukraine. And this is a bit confusing because Switzerland states that it's neutral, it's a country of neutrality. So this would be the first time since forever that Switzerland is taking a side. It even didn't even take a side in World War II. It actually shot down US planes going over Switzerland. So very interesting news. And if this passes, then we can expect the next peace conference not being held in Switzerland, but in Austria or even Belarus. So this is very interesting. And we got some news coming from Germany, Berlin. Ukraine has signed a contract for 54 units of the newest German wheeled RCH 155 CPH press service Franco-German defense companies vehicles. So these, if you see this video here, I put an image. So there's like it's a weird thing. It's like a BMP. Sorry, it's like a weird chassis, but like with a tank turret on the top. I don't know how effective this would be, but apparently maybe 54 units, like 54 uh, vehicles of these are being probably sent to Ukraine. And obviously they're also sending 155 millimeter shells and some more apparently UK made stuff. So very interesting. And NATO seems to be growing its influence in Armenia. Armenia will purchase Caesar self-propelled howitzers from France, announced the French defense minister. So Armenia is now buying not Russian weapons anymore, but now French weapons. The Caesar artillery thing, artillery, self-propelled artillery. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it's a wheeled artillery self-reloading gun, and the Russians say that it burns very easily. So that's just what the Russians say. And the last news coming today is from Rome. So Italy said it may transfer long-range Storm Shadow missiles to Ukraine, reported the newspapers in Italy. So they're gonna maybe send the Storm Shadow missiles to Ukraine, but maybe not give access to the Ukrainians to strike Russian territory. Maybe it would be just like the Ukrainian occupied zone, or maybe even Crimea. But that's all I've got for you today. Thank you very much for watching. Please comment on your reaction on these Israeli and North Korean situations. I would actually like to hear other people's opinions of these matters. But thank you very much for watching. I am Non-Scene News. I will show you the daily non-scene news that Western medias and other medias do not show you. So thank you very much for watching, and as always, I will see you later.